Classes. In this segment, we're going to speak about Epic's classes. What is a class? A class is a template or a blueprint from which objects are created. An object is an instance of a class. This is the standard definition of a class, and Epic's classes are similar to Java classes or C# classes. For example, invoice processor class describes the class which has all the methods and actions that can be performed on the invoice. If you create an instance of this class, then it will represent the single invoice which is currently in context. Creating a class. You can create a class in Epix from the Developer Console, Force.com, Eclipse IDE, and from Epix class detail page as well. And we're going to look at each one of those. So from the Developer Console, we can follow the following steps to create an Epix class from the Developer Console. Step 1. Go to Name and click on the Developer Console. Step 2, click on File, then New, and then click on the Epix class. If we're using the Force.com IDE, then we'd follow those steps. Number 1, open Force.com Eclipse IDE. Step 2, create a new project by clicking on File, then New, then Epix class, and then step 3, provide the name for the class and click OK. Once this is done, the new class will be created. Now let's examine how we can create a class from the Epix class detail page. We follow the following steps. Step 1, click on Name, then Setup. Step 2, search for Epix class and click on the link. It will open the Epix class detail page, and then step 3, click on New, and then provide the name for class, and then click Save. Now let's start reviewing the Epix class structure. Below is a sample structure for an Epix class definition, as we can see the syntax. This definition uses a combination of access modifiers, sharing modes, class name, and class body. We will also look at these options further. Now in the example, we could see the structure of Epix class definition. At this point, we're going to talk about access modifiers and sharing modes. With access modifiers, there are 3 types: private, public, and global. First one, private. If you declare the access modifier as private, then this class will be known only locally, and you cannot access this class outside of the particular piece. By default, classes have this modifier. Number 2, public. If you declare the class as public, then this implies that this class is accessible to your organization and your defined namespace. Normally, most of the Epix classes are defined with this keyword. Number 3, global. If you declare the class as global, then this will be accessible by all Epix codes irrespective of your organization. If you have method defined with web service keyword, then you must declare the containing class with global keyword. Now we move to sharing modes, and there are 4 of those: with sharing, without sharing, virtual, and abstract. Number 1, with sharing. This is a special feature of Epix classes in Salesforce. When a class is specified with sharing keyword, then it has the following implications. When the class will get executed, it will respect the user's access settings and profile permission. Number 2, without sharing. Even if the user does not have access to 10 records out of 30, all the 30 records will be updated as the class is running in the system mode. That is, it has been defined with without sharing keyword. This is called the system mode. Number 3, virtual. If we use the virtual keyword, then it indicates that this class can be extended and overrides are allowed. If the method needs to be overridden, then the classes should be declared with the virtual keyword. And finally, number 4, abstract. If we declare the class as abstract, then it only the signature of method and not the actual implementation. Class variables. First, we have the syntax. And as we can see in the syntax, there's a couple of things. Number one, variable data type and variable name are mandatory. Number two, access modifiers and value are optional. And